2023 sure was a year. The best word I can think of for it is incredible, not able to be believed, incredible, not all positive, not all negative, just wow, what a year. Well, it ain't getting any deader. Let's talk about 2024. Hey everyone, I'm Chase with TCG Bulk Kings, where every card has value. I'm going to go through this box of cards here. I've got a 4-row box of bulk. Got to do some conditioning on, and I wanted to talk while I was doing it about what I see coming for me and for TCG Bulk Kings in 2024 and maybe even beyond that. So I'm not going to try to predict the future. I'm not going to predict the market. I don't have that information for you. I can only control myself and my business or how I'm going to react. Anybody who tries to tell you they know what's going to happen in the market over the next year, they're selling you something. So take any and all advice like that with a big grain of salt. So what am I going to be up to, though? I've got a lot. First, let's start with my content schedule. So I'm going to try and hold myself to a much more exacting content schedule going forward. I have in the past tried to have a schedule and then fell off of it and never got right back on it, and then get plans to come back and do it, and I do it for a week and then I'm off of it again. It's not going to happen this time. I say that because I can better control that now than I used to be able to. So this is what my content's going to look like going forward as far as the schedule of it. YouTube long form, like videos like this one, I'm going to be doing twice weekly. That's Monday and Thursday. I took a bit of a break for the holidays to get ready for it all, but this is my first Thursday video of the year. It's coming out late on Thursday because it's kind of hard to film with the kids still in the house, but they'll be back in school on Monday. So Thursdays and Mondays going forward. If I can keep that up consistently, I should be making about 100 videos this year because of that. So that's a whole lot of content coming your way, guys. You can come down here and get the ketchup bottle yourself. Where was I? To twice weekly for YouTube long form. For YouTube shorts and TikToks, I'm shooting to do 3 of those per day. It may be up one a day, it may be down one a day. This is Monday through Friday, by the way. I'm going to take the weekends off for shorts. But yeah, 3 times per day, Monday through Friday. That's the average I want to achieve. So then some of the more extraneous things, LinkedIn is a platform that I want to put more effort into this year. A lot more active there. I'm shooting for 3 posts there a week. I'm not going to try and say I'm going to do this type of post or that type of post or what it's going to be about. I'm learning all that as I go right now. I've only done a little bit over there on LinkedIn, but it's been pretty interesting so far. And really what I'm wanting to do there is I want to get in touch with other businesses that are doing trading cards or similar type of businesses, or to reach out to people who are wanting to get interested in those kind of businesses. There's not a whole lot of actual content for trading card businesses being made over on LinkedIn right now. So I'm hoping that I can get in touch with a lot of people who may be interested in starting them up, and they primarily use LinkedIn. So that's going to be interesting, I think. And I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. Facebook, I've done some stuff on Facebook before. I've had a page for a while that was my TCG Bulk Kings page, but I've reverted that back to a personal page because I had to set up a new page for the business as a business page so that I could link up my other marketplaces and stuff to it so that they could all talk to each other, and it wouldn't let me use my other page for some reason. So I've got a new Facebook page there. It's called TCG Bulk Kings page. It's real creative. So I'm going to be posting there. A lot of it's going to be like I updated this on this marketplace, or I've put out these things on that marketplace, but there'll be some other content from other platforms that gets put over there, and probably do some native to Facebook type content as well. So that will be interesting. Substack. I do have a Substack newsletter. It comes in your email. You should all go sign up for it. There's a link in the description down there. It's all, for me, it's all written form. I'm not going to be doing much else with it because I'm already doing video and stuff all over the other places. It's going to be a place where I do more long form extemporaneous writing text. So that may be, more like an article, insight on current events rather than a 20-second video. Or it's a good place for me to talk, lengthwise about some philosophical topic that's related to the business or things like that. So that's more what's going to be going on over there. Also, I can kind of round up what's happened in other places or in the business and things like that. I'm going to be publishing there every Sunday starting this coming Sunday. So be sure you're signed up for that and look forward for that. Next, we got Patreon. I have historically posted there on Friday evenings, usually tied to some kind of sale I've had going with my bulk distribution system. I haven't had inventory to sell there in the last few months, so I've been kind of psyching myself out of posting there as much as I want to over the last few months. But I'm going to get back to continuing to write and post there on Fridays. It's it's more of a intimate, behind the scenes, early thoughts, first chance at any new inventory, things like that I have, to the point of hopefully starting up the bulk distribution again soon. I am actively looking at adding a Patreon-like membership service onto my website. Not something I'm taking up lightly. I've had a lot of support from my patrons over the last year that I've really had, something going on there. And they've really helped me out. But Patreon hasn't been the best patron itself over the last couple of years for a lot of people, and I've had my own struggles with it every now and then. And if I can get a similar service working on my website that doesn't have any drawbacks compared to Patreon, other than it's not called Patreon, might as well just move my membership services over there and not pay Patreon the extra fees, because I do have to pay fees on you guys' patronage. Also, if it works the way I'm expecting it to work, the way it looks like it's going to work, I'll be able to better integrate things with my shop and my content, so that it works better with how I intended it in my head when I developed my Patreon concept, and I haven't really ever been able to get quite exactly right. So I'm going to keep working on that. I don't know if I'm going to get that, when that's going to happen, what it's going to look like exactly. I am in the process of working that at the moment. I hope you're looking forward to as much as I am. If you're a patron and you have thoughts about that one way or the other, feel free to let me know. I'm not going to feel bad one way or the other. I'm always looking for input on everything all the time. So never feel bad about communicating with me. I may not get back to you as quickly as I want to, but I will get back to you. So that's a lot of stuff. And if it sounds like a lot of stuff to you, just know that it feels like a whole lot of stuff to me. So one personal thing I'm going to be working on this year with regard to the business is just to really help me feel better while I'm doing everything I'm doing, because it's a lot of stuff I'm doing. So while I'm holding myself to a really high standard, I'm also not going to severely beat myself up if I don't meet that standard every time, all the time. If I miss pushing out a video on Thursday and it goes out on Friday, I'm not going to, like I said, beat myself up, which is kind of how I think of it in my head. If I only get 2 TikToks out tomorrow instead of 3, it's not that big a deal. If I have to take a break one afternoon and my orders don't get put out until the next morning, if that's how it has to be, it's how it has to be. Despite rumors to the contrary, I am still a human. I'm not a robot. I'm still a dad. I'm still autistic. I'm still going to have struggle days. External factors are going to prevent me sometimes from hitting the benchmarks that I have, and that's okay. If I am juggling 35 balls in the air and I drop 5 of them, I'm still juggling 30 balls in the air. I've got to feel pretty good about that. So, now that the marketing and the personal development are out of the way, what is all this we're going to be talking about during this marketing and stuff? So I've got a lot of things cooking that should be hitting this year, early on this year, and then more, nebulous stuff later in the year. So in addition to my intense content schedule, I'm going to be keeping up an intense inventory listing schedule as well. So I'm actively going to be listing 1,000 cards per day, Monday through Friday on TCG Player, which is why I'm doing this while I'm talking to you, so I can have cards ready to list. That's a lot of cards, but it's doable. So my goal by the end of the year is to have 250,000 cards in active inventory on TCG Player. I have 10,000 right now, so that's a lot of cards that have to be added, and especially if I'm not going to be cheating and listing, 50,000 fire energies or whatever. It's a lot to do, but it's doable. I just have to maintain the schedule, right? So, note, I am hoping by telling you all this that it will be easier for me to hold myself accountable to these goals. So if you also want to hold me accountable, make sure that you subscribe at least to one of these platforms that I've been talking about, or at least like this video so that other people who may wish to hold me accountable can find it too. That way I know I've got people who are watching me and waiting around to see me mess up, so I don't mess up, right? Little business psychological jiggery pokery there. So in addition to the 1,000 per day on TCG Player, I'm looking to really get good at being consistent at posting inventory to eBay and to my website every day. I'm going to start that more slowly and ramp up into it as I get better at it, as it becomes more of a consistent practice of mine. So I'm currently shooting to do 5 listings per day on eBay and 5 on my website. And also I plan to keep selling on buysportscards.com. So I'm going to try and list 100 cards per day on that as well, so it also keeps growing. As far as other things I'm working on, I've got 2 big main projects that I'm pushing on at the moment, aside from the content, the memberships, the inventory listing. One is I'm working on a software solution that will help make gathering all the information that I need for my bulk buy list comparison page a whole lot easier. If you watched the last bulk buy list update video, you could see just what kind of work I put in to get that updated. And it's a grueling gnashing of teeth pain. It's bad. I don't enjoy doing it. Like, I really like the results. I like having the information available to everybody, but it's really a pain for me to sit there and pull up all that information, type it out, and then collate it, and then put it on the website. So I'm working on a solution that will help make gathering all that more easy. I've tried like various web scraping services in the past that really haven't worked, but I'm working on this one, and it seems to be doing a lot better than the other ones I've tried. It's called Octoparse, and I'll have a link for that if you also have something you want to do with that, just so you can look at it. So really be looking forward to that soon. My other big project I've got working on, I've got a book in the works. So I've obliquely mentioned it a couple of times on various videos or text things, but now I'm officially, and read officially as I'm using you to hold me accountable yet again. I'm officially announcing that I'm working on a book. I'm still finishing up the draft of the text, but it's a guide for new sellers to get from never having sold a card before to level 4 seller status on TCG Player. So I think that's something that a lot of people are interested in. Even if they're already selling on TCG Player, there's a lot of interesting and useful information in there that will help out all kinds of sellers. Once I'm finished with the text, I've got layout to do, and design and all that to set up. So it's not like it's coming out next week, but I'm really hoping that it comes out in Q1. So definitely keep a lookout for that. If you're someone who's interested in getting started or just want to see what I'm doing that may be something you're not doing already yourself. So yeah, the last couple of years have been pretty hard for me. Not like family members dying or my feet fell off or anything like that hard, but there's been a lot going on. But now, at the beginning of 2024, I can say there's really not a lot in the way of me being able to grow this business like gangbusters past toddlerhood, right? So I'll be doing a lot of things that will hopefully make TCG Bulk Kings into more like a big kid enterprise. I'm really going to nail down exactly what all my processes are, not just the bulk processing, but the shipping and the content creation and the inventory management and all kinds of things. I'm going to be nailing down what all exactly are my tasks, my processes, my expectations. Release that out to you guys, of course, but have it ready to go as a system so that I can start hiring people and just drop them into the system so they can operate the system. So that's something I'm going to be working on too. And also, like, hopefully, you know, if I'm going to be listing all these cards like I'm talking about, I'm going to outgrow this dining room before too long. So I'm really looking forward to finding a new warehouse / office space that I can put myself into and have a real business location so that I can hire people and they're not coming to my house and doing stuff. It'd be weird if some rando was walking around here in my house. So I'm finding myself in so many ways just set up to be ready to blow up. It's just going to take a whole lot of planning and a whole lot of work and waiting for the luck to show up, because that's really what it's all about, is, you know, working really hard to set the conditions so that the luck you do get is much more likely to be good luck than bad, because of the way you've got everything set up. That's all I've got for you today, guys. If you want to see more about how I'm using this space that I'm in now, check out this video here, or look at this one over here, which should also have some interesting stuff for you too.